Kim Jong-un told President Vladimir Putin on Wednesday he was sure Russia would win a great victory over its enemies, as Ukraine's Western allies warned of a possible Russian arms agreement with North Korea. Russia became a pariah in the West after launching full-scale hostilities in Ukraine last year and has looked to strengthen alliances with other hardline leaders ostracized by democratic countries. We are confident that the Russian army and people will win a great victory in the just fight to punish evil groups who pursue hegemony, expansion, and ambition, Kim told Putin, raising a toast during an official dinner following one-on-one talks. Kim also praised the heroic Russian army in comments that news agencies sponsored by Moscow interpreted as relating specifically to Moscow's large-scale military operation in Ukraine. Putin meanwhile praised the future strengthening of cooperation and friendship between our countries, while hosting Kim at a Far East spaceport, and later told reporters he saw possibilities for military cooperation with North Korea. He had earlier said Moscow could help Pyongyang build satellites and suggested the countries might also discuss military cooperation. U.S. officials and experts have said Russia is interested in buying North Korean ammunition to use in Ukraine. Both leaders affirmed historical ties between Moscow and Pyongyang. We will always be with Russia, Kim said, according to footage broadcast on Russian TV. The two leaders met at the Vostochny Cosmodrome in Russia's Far East, with footage released by the Kremlin showing the pair shaking hands enthusiastically as Kim arrived. The two then toured assembly and launch facilities for the Angara and Soyuz 2 space rocket launchers before sitting down for talks with their delegations. While Kim was in Russia, Pyongyang fired 2 ballistic missiles on Wednesday, the South Korean military said, the latest in a string of sanctions-busting tests. Experts say Russia will likely use the talks to seek artillery shells and anti-tank missiles from North Korea, which wants advanced satellite and nuclear-powered submarine technology in return. Kim, who traveled overland to Russia in his bulletproof train, was accompanied by an entourage that suggested the summit would have a strong military focus. Among the top military officials accompanying Kim were Korean People's Army Marshal Pak Jong-chon and Munitions Industry Department Director Jo Chun-ryong, according to the North State media. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu took part in the talks with Kim, as did Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, images on Russian state television showed. Ahead of the announcement of the talks, Russian news agencies published images of Kim and Putin touring the vast space center. The leader of the DPRK shows great interest in rocket technology, and they are trying to develop their presence in space, Putin said, referring to North Korea by its official name. Kim thanked Putin for inviting him to visit, despite the Russian leader's busy schedule. Kim had earlier stressed the trip, his first post-pandemic foreign travel, showed North Korea was prioritizing the strategic importance of its Russia ties.